Town of Pierson regular council meeting for Tuesday, July the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. will now come to order. Along, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Mayor Samuel Bennett.
Here.
Vice Mayor Robert Greenland.
Here.
Councilwoman Sergio Cardenas.
Here.
Councilwoman Lenny Richardson.
Here.
Councilwoman Brandy Peterson.
Here.
Town Planner Mark Corrett.
Here.
Town Attorney Christian Law.
Here.
Volusia County Sheriff.
Thank you. This time, if you would please bow for the invocation. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for this day that you bless us with. Be with the board as we consider the business before us. God, I pray for all the men and women that are in service, serving our country in the military. I pray for their safety and safe return. Also lift up people that are serving in places of service with the police, sheriff, people that are working in fire service, just all the people that do a lot of services to try to keep us safe. Dear God, thank you again for this day, and ask all this in Christ's name. Amen. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item for consideration are the minutes for our July the 9th, 2024. If there, at this time, are there any additions or deletions? If none, the mayor would entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Lenny Richardson. Is there a second? Seconded by Brandy Peterson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, 5A, under new business, trees on Short Street, discussion and action, Councilwoman Lenny R. Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So last meeting, Chris, after the last meeting, we had a tree go down on a vehicle at Short Street by the motel. So it's my understanding from Public Works that that's the second time that particular tree has lost a massive limb and to the earth it went. So I have looked at this particular tree. I'm not an arborist, but it appears to me that it is diseased and probably hollow in the middle. I think it would behoove us to have that tree removed.
I'm certainly in agreement because it's as we know, a water oak or laurel oak, and it's not a good tree.
Christian, it's the picture, the second from the back.
Yes, I'm sure the rest of it is rotten.
It's in the right order.
Rot.
Yeah, I mean, y'all have the way tree law works is that essentially if tree's dead and you know it's dead, and it falls, if it's from your property, you're responsible for the damages. Now this isn't technically, I don't believe the town property that it's on. Just because something's in the right of way it's not town property necessarily. It means the town has the right to maintain it, do what it needs to do with it. So there is, that said, you do have right of way responsibilities, and if it's getting in the way of the right of way, you have the option to get rid of it.
If it is not in the right of way, though, it's not our responsibility.
If it's not in the right of way and it's not town property, you have no say over it.
So the town wouldn't be liable if it's not within the right of way. The town would not be liable on any accident caused by that tree.
That's right. Yeah. It goes on the property owner. I mean, it's the property owner's responsibility. conversely, if it's a live tree and it falls, no one's really responsible. Correct.
That tree that y'all talking about is within 60-foot right of way that's on that street. And that tree is on past the right of way.
Outside of it or inside of
On
it?
the town side.
It's inside the right of way.
Lewis called me and asked me about the double street,
Mm-hmm.
how you measure that for the town. I said, you measure the whole street. And that's what your right of way is. But from meter to meter on that street is 60 feet. That's why the meters are where they're at.
In the right of way, I think we need to get it now.
Yeah, so,
Also, while this is on the agenda, where's Sue at? Sue can attest to this on Minchie Road. And I know this tree's on the right of way. There's a pine tree. It's like this. It's got one big limb going to the north and one big limb going to the south. It's away from the power lines, but that pine tree is totally dead. Totally dead. There's not a needle on it. It's totally dead and it's losing bark. And that tree needs to come down, and it's definitely in the right of way.
You have authority to do that.
So,
and it's where, Bobby?
it's on Minchie, just right there at Greg's Packing Shed, actually. Kind of on the east end. Bonnie. Yeah, Greg's Packing Shed. Right there right there in front of the old Minchie house. You can't miss it.
Yes, Rick?
You set precedent, have every tree on the road be included by the city. I hate to say it.
Well, this one is definitely dead.
We only have so much money. We can use that. And everybody-
Well, these two, Rick, I think these two trees, the one tree that's got a cavity in it, that's gonna come down. And Jimmy said it's on the right of way. And then the other tree it's a dead tree. It's gonna come down. So both of these are, they probably should come down. And we have, as we've just discussed previously, we've gone over our tree budget, which there was a time where we didn't have money to spend on taking trees out. And then we had complaints throughout the whole town where the trucks were getting beat up when they go down. And so there was a lot of tree work done where we did a lot of work. Well, this tree on Short Street, we didn't even, they looked fine. And then as Chris stated that and Lenny, it came down, part of it damaged a truck. They're parked on Short Street on the furthest west end of Short Street. And then the other part of it's just, it can come down. It's not healthy at all. So it's.
I understand completely. I'm just saying, it is not the town's responsibility.
Well, let me be clear about the liability issues. So if that tree fell on a neighbor's yard or, the next property, it's not the town's responsibility or liability. But if it fell down on the road or it hit somebody and we were aware that it was dead, there may be liability there. So
I'll be glad to get some quotes to have both of those trees, removed.
That would be good. That would be good, Lenny. The pine tree on Minchie, I don't think it's gonna cost as much, because it's just got two limbs on it. It's just, and they're both, it's dead. That tree is dead.
Is there a power line near it?
Yeah, it runs right through.
Okay. Okay,
But,
got you.
yeah, that's how it's been pruned over the years. That's why it's
Okay.
just got two limbs going out
Okay.
this way. I mean, I could cut the limbs off if I could get up there to it and not touch the power line. Because this limb's gonna fall this way and this limb's gonna fall that way. There's no, there's no physics that'll tell me those limbs are gonna fall any other way.
Right.
I've done enough pruning, I know
We
where they're
know
going.
where they're going.
But I just thought I'd bring that up, being we were talking about this tree.
Why don't we authorize Councilwoman Lenny Richardson to go ahead and get the price from, I know we've used Charles and then also Fidel. Both of them are people that we use, and give her the ability to go ahead and have it taken down. And we don't want to wait 2 more weeks because
As long as Fidel will give us a written quote of what we're paying for before we do that. Because last time it got
Lenny,
way out of control.
well then Lenny's the one that would be doing that. So can you do what Brandy's requesting?
Yes, absolutely.
That pine tree's not gonna cost as much.
So you need that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
Yes.
I move that, we have a couple quotes for the wire oak tree at Short and County Road 3 and the pine tree on Minshew taken down.
And for me to move.
And go ahead and let Lenny go ahead and give her the okay once you get the quote.
Yes, I will obtain the quotes.
Then you can go ahead and take it out. Okay. Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Lenny Richardson to get 2 different quotes to take out the pine tree on Minshew Road and also the tree on the west end of Short Street for her to get quotes and then to make a decision on which quote is more economical for the town and to have it taken out. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sergio Cardenas. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, next item for consideration, 5B, budget update discussion and action, Deputy Clerk Ryan Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We had our budget workshop last week, a couple weeks ago, and we talked about how we basically need to do a budget amendment to reallocate some funds because in some areas this year we have way overspent our budget, like you mentioned, the tree trimming. We've overspent our budget here for repairs and maintenance because we didn't anticipate moving in here when we did the budget. And then there's some budget items that we've barely touched this year. So basically just to make the budget look less chaotic, you know, some things you spent 200% more than you said you would, some things you spent 1% of what you said you would. So this is basically just to smooth all of that out and reallocate funds to where it needs to be. I want to point out that this doesn't really have any bearing on the budget we're going to do for the upcoming year. We're still going to wait and see what our actual numbers end up being, and then we'll discuss in a future workshop, you know, do we think we're going to need more repairs here? Do we want to move funds to a road budget or a, you know, maintenance budget? But basically for now, what I did is I just went through the budget and I took things that weren't being utilized during this fiscal year. I reallocated that to other items. So for instance, you know, like I said, the tree budget, I moved some extra money there just to offset how much we had spent there. We had a utilities item for the old town hall, but we're not in old town hall anymore. So that $20,000 was just sitting unused because we're here. So I reallocated that utilities budget to the town center utilities budget. Pretty basic stuff. If you look at the last couple of pages, everything highlighted in yellow. I've made a change. I've either added or removed money and reallocated it elsewhere. I just wanted you guys to look at it if you have any questions. I spoke to Jim Ashby at Weston and Gregory, our CPA. He said an amended budget is pretty standard, and then what happens is when he does his audit, he submits to the state the original number, the amended number, and then the actual number, so the state can see, oh, they recognize they needed to move some money. So at least it looks like we did our due diligence and we followed a budget. So. And I did subtract $40,000 in expenses overall because we subtracted $40,000 in income from the water fund, because the water fund used to pay the general fund rent in the amount of $40,000 a year. So because that line item is gone, I also deducted that from the expenses so that they balance out at the end of the year.
Are there any questions or comments at this time?
Looking at these changes, it looks like they're much more in line. We're maybe that Weston and Gregory won't have to spend as much time.
Well, and it's like we had discussed in the workshop, where this is as of 6/30, June 30, which is 75% of the fiscal year. So if you look down that percent of budget column, you want everything about 75% or under. Now, some things, like if you'll see there's a utilities town hall, that's at 98%. That's because we've moved out of there. So I went ahead and said, that's all we're going to get out of that for this year. I reallocated the remainder here. So, I mean, there are some places on here where you're going to see higher than 75%, but there's reasons for it. But everything else should be pretty in line, 75% or under. And I still tried to leave us enough funds and things like our street repairs budget, our equipment repairs budget, so that if anything should come up between now and the end of the year, we don't have to make another budget amendment. But I'll just have to, this will have to be something that you'll have to approve, because if the state ever needs official minutes saying that we had a meeting, you know, we've got it. So.
Well, I think you did a good job on the recommendations, Ryan, what I'm seeing here in front of us.
The yellow numbers are the current amended.
Yeah, they should be, that should be
And that's
in the
category.
amended column, yes.
Yeah.
So that is the new number. And like I said, really a bulk of it was we had budgeted pretty significant amounts of money for new equipment, for some road projects, and because we're so late in the fiscal year and because we haven't utilized that, it's just wasted budget. It's just sitting here.
Won't get it.
So next year we may re-add that and we may try to utilize it better. You know, like we talked at the workshop, the road maintenance budget could be used for things like getting some asphalt and patching some roads. And we just didn't.
Yeah, there was
utilize
no
that
need to
stuff.
decrease your legal budget. You could have used it.
I'm joking.
Yeah, we actually decreased yours.
I was
we
shocked.
had a lot of money budgeted.
I was
for
gonna
you.
say, I was shocked our expenses were that low, but good for Pierson.
I make a motion that we accept the amended budget as presented before us.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland to accept the amended budget presented in tonight's meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Lenny Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number C, book bag drive for town of Pierson. And our town clerk, Vaughn Braddock.
Okay, Lieutenant Roy Galarza came in last week and said that they wanted to do the book bag drive again, but somehow there was a disconnect last year where we weren't invited to work along with them to do the book bag pass out much, so he wanted to include the council and say, you know, whatever we do would be helpful. He suggested, you know, we make snow cone Sergia. Or how about hand out soft drinks, make popcorn, do something to add to it. Not we He said we could donate book bags, complete sets. That's why I included a set thing in there that shows where it's a 24 pack of like complete book bags, and that each of you council members had come up and do a allotted time period. He's either looking at August 2nd or August 9th because he wants to do it before the kids get back to school, and he's saying from like 2 to 6.
They don't provide any backpacks?
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
He said they had, last year they had about 300, but partnering with us, it's basically up to us if we'd like to contribute more.
Book bags or snow cones or soft drinks or popcorn or hamburgers or hot dogs. We wanted to do something in addition to them handing out the book bags. Or we could donate more book bags.
Well, Snow Cone Girl is available.
That would be go over big right there, I promise you.
Oh, don't you know?
That would go
Oh, yes,
over
I know.
big.
We'll order you
Go
a
ahead.
gallon of blue raspberry.
And the cherry.
With the squishy top.
With the squishy top.
Yeah.
We still have a bunch of water and some soda left over from the 4th in the cooler, so we were thinking maybe we'll just hand that out. It's gonna be hot, they're gonna be set up outside, so it might be a good idea, maybe some snow cones and some drinks and.
I think last year it was the sheriff's department provided the backpack. It's a book bag, another, it's the backpacks. And we were up at the town hall and there's a lot of kids come and.
Well, he's just officially asking if the town wants to participate so we can make it the town of Pierson and the Volusia County Sheriff's.
Yes, I think that'd be great.
And then to determine if the 2nd or the 9th would be better for you.
Got a question back there.
Go ahead.
Yes, so, Lieutenant Galarza couldn't make it, he got tied up or something, but he gave me a call and he said that, that's great, everything you're saying. He said just whatever you decide, just email me. They'll provide some backpacks that, if they'll get acquainted with the director, for juvenile services, they'll provide backpacks too. You can just let them know that what's better. And, he will provide that piece here in,
So are you looking for donations from anybody, or is this just something they provide and you just
Well,
stuff the
he
backpack? Literally just came last Friday and bought it to me, so it's kind of, I was bringing it to them to see what they wanted to do with it, how they wanted to proceed with it.
I think they mainly look for us to host a place for them to park and set up.
This
Last
is
year,
good.
All from the sheriff's
I'm sure they'll do it out here in front of their new building.
Be a great place.
Yeah, we've done this every year. And
Last year they had a whole entire trailer. full.
Last year, they.
I don't know.
the big difference is we'll be having it here at our new town center.
So, yeah, they have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
I think the difference is the person that coordinated it is very.
Yes, he said just, whenever they decide, just email him, he'll get everything.
So it's basically the
That's
2nd
Saturday?
tonight.
No, it's
Just
Friday.
to let you know, the 2nd, I won't
No,
be
it'd be
here.
Good Fridays, yeah.
So you have Ryan and Marcy.
What works better for you, Brandy?
The night.
The 9th? Okay. I'm trying to remember, what day did we do the one last year? Was it?
It was right before.
It was right before, it was a Friday, right before school.
So it's probably
Friday,
the
Saturday.
ninth.
They do. I bet, yeah. The school start the following Monday?
Yes.
Well, that'd be a good time to have them.
So what time of the day? What,
He's saying from 2
2
to
to
6.
6.
2 to 6?
And that gives us time, because he said they could help us maybe with some flyers that we could put up around town, advertising it.
Social media,
That'll give
Our
us a couple
website.
weeks to get all that in place.
that'll give us enough time to get them up. He said he'd send me the flyer.
Let's do it tonight.
But you don't, it doesn't matter with you folks what day we set?
Yep, as long as he knows, he'll set everything up on our.
Okay. I think last year we did it on a Saturday.
He wants to do it on Friday.
Well, but he just said we can do
It
it
was in
whenever.
the evening, because the bank was still.
No, it was a Friday, because I was here, I used to work Friday.
Was it a Friday?
It wasn't Friday because you were at work.
I'm just trying
I
to
just
think
remember
when-
all the traffic in the parking lot, because the bank was still open.
When would, trying to think when we would have the greatest participation of kids, that would
When does
come out.
do you know when the Meet the Teachers Day is? Isn't that like the 8th or
Okay,
9th?
you know when Meet the Teacher is?
Meet the teacher is Friday the 9th in the
So-
morning.
So it'd be for,
That-
you can do
They can meet the
Friday
teachers in the
schools
morning.
now.
Right, so maybe the
Okay.
same day would be good.
Yeah, and then come by and pick you
And that makes sense, okay.
Let's do it tonight.
So Ryan, my thing is cut off on the backpack information. Oh, okay, never mind.
So I think we're talking about the 9th, is that what we're looking at? Is that good for you? The 9th from 2 to 6? Okay, Mayor would entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we schedule the book bag drive with the Volusia County Sheriff for August 9th from 2 to 6 here at the town center.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Brandy Peterson to go.
Before we end this motion,
Yeah.
what do y'all think about donating
Oh,
24 of the backpacks or something?
I don't think 24 is gonna do nothing.
I would say maybe 2 of those, 48.
48?
I think that do we have backpacks?
That's what
No,
this.
that's what this is. It's, you get,
24 backpacks in this pack. It's all full of the supplies already.
What's the,
197.
because last year, we were here and they have tons of backpacks left over. So we can participate by providing the backpacks, but, I don't see that we need to be spending additional $200 because they have, I'm not joking. Well, you were,
I think that Deputy Galarza maybe had asked for us to donate that.
Well, he said the reason there were some left over last year is because they also went to Seville and did that at the daycare in Seville
But here,
from here. So he said we'd be splitting whatever amount
between
with them if they're doing it this year.
Oh, that's the same school.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all the
All of-
same area.
all I'm saying is they have backpacks.
Oh, yeah, that whole trailer was full.
They've got backpacks left over that are brand new from last year, but if if y'all want to spend
no,
$200,
no.
You know, you get within,
yeah,
I mean, they have, I just don't know if they're
So-
saying,
It's-
oh,
it's-
like, different amount for different cities.
so it's at the board's pleasure, whatever you'd like to do.
and are we gonna do like the snow pound, the sodas, all that? Because that should probably be a
I
big
can, I'll prepare mentally.
I won't like it.
Maybe it won't be as bad as.
I don't think it'll be as bad
I'll
as.
need my helpers.
So now I need to review it.
Whatever,
You can amend it, you can leave it.
just make a motion, whatever your pleasure is.
You already did, right?
Yeah.
I just did-
Excluding the backpack.
Correct.
So we're not gonna do the backpack. Okay.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Brandy Peterson to participate with the backpack giveaway, and we'll host it here at our new town center from 2 to 6 on the 9th. That's a good date. Okay. I have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Lily Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number D, moving CD money to money market account. Councilwoman Lily Richardson.
Yes. So we have a CD here, that the town owns, and it's yielding like Ryan, what was it?
1.7.
1.7%. Surety has a money market account that's yielding 4. And with the money market account, you can obtain funds from it up to 6 times a month. So that's just something I thought maybe.
Florida Credit Union is paying 5.20 on a 7-month CD.
Really?
What was that amount, Vice Mayor?
5.20 on a 7-month CD. Florida Credit Union, and they're wanting members.
That's what, Volusia League of Cities has.
Yeah.
That's
Is
the
that
one
where they
in
have?
Walmart.
I think if we move, that's where we should move it to. Yeah,
Which place is this, Bob?
I believe it's Florida Credit Union. Is that the right one? I know there's more than one credit union down there, but it's one of those. I've got a flyer in my truck. I can let, Ryan and Yvonne know. But, yeah, if we're gonna move it, let's move it to the highest yield.
I just thought, yeah, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, a couple percent adds up. Right?
Sure. Yeah, well, it's paying 5.0. I mean, 20.
5.2.
5.20
Okay, well then,
on a 7-month CD.
it's on there for, yeah, so, Mary, entertain a motion, what you'd like to do.
I move that we explore the Florida Credit Union 7-month CD yielding 5.2% for our CD.
A second.
And a motion on the floor by Councilman Lenny Richardson to explore moving the CD that we have to money market account for the credit union at 5.2%. Seconded by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay. Florida League of Cities Annual Conference, Councilwoman Sergio Cardenas.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Once again, I come to the board to ask for the approval of me attending the Florida League of Cities Annual Conference. It's now, it's in Hollywood from August 15th through the 17th. Registration fee is $600, $200 a night. I would like to stay the 3 days just because it's a long drive and I will be driving down there. Volusia League of Cities is going, all board members, and I was also part of the trip that went down to Washington, D.C. That group is also meeting at the conference this time. So I would greatly, much appreciate it if you guys would approve of that. I am looking at the budget, and we do have the 2,000, but it's up to you guys.
I'm okay with it because I'm grateful that you take on that part of us because we do need representation down there and I don't want to go do it. So I'm grateful that you do that for Volusia League of Cities and Florida League of Cities.
Just for clarification, where is the annual conference?
It's in Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Mhm. I would have to verify the hotel because I do believe that registration was closed. So maybe I would have to stay at another neighboring hotel, hopefully much cheaper. Or I can call other members, other commissioners where I can share a room with them. So yes, I'll look into that. But I just wanted to bring up that fee just in case I didn't find anything else.
You know, and just for point of information, Sergio is on the board of the Florida League of Cities, the Volusia board, and so it would be in order to do this. I know in past years when some of us went to the convention, it was in Orlando, we would drive down that night and then come back. But Hollywood's a pretty good drive, so yeah, I wouldn't want to be driving back from Hollywood. So, well, the
I had
floor,
a jet, maybe.
yeah, the floor is open. So, Mayor would entertain a motion.
I move to approve Sergio to attend the Florida League of Cities Annual Conference in Hollywood and include her registration fee and 2-night hotel stay.
We have a motion on the floor by Bradley Pierson for Sergio Cardenas to attend.
It'd be 3 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights.
We have a motion on the floor by Randy Peterson to approve Council Member Sergio Cardenas to attend the Florida League of Cities Annual Conference for and you're okay with the 3 nights?
Yes.
For 3 nights, and it's in Hollywood. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Lenny Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
Thank you. You.
Okay, updates by mayor. I was at our new water plant that is basically, we're waiting on the test results for the water samples. But I was there this morning with electric company that's putting in lighting, and that's being done through SGS Construction that did the construction of our new water plant. But it's still not online because we're waiting on the water samples. And I'll reserve the right to come back to updates if I have something else that I'd like to bring forth. But for efficiency of time, I'm going to move next to updates of our town planner, or our town projects from our town attorney, Christian Watt.
I don't think I have any this week.
Don't have any.
I don't think so.
Okay, moving right along. Updates on town projects from our town planner, Mark Perret of Zeb Cohen.
On July 16th, there was a planning commission meeting. They heard 2 items related to the same property on West Haverhill, a complementary zoning, coming to a meeting, one of your meetings very soon. I was here on the 18th, met with I think 3 individuals talking about their land use and zoning questions. And I will be back on August 1st, 9 o'clock. That's it. Unless you guys have any questions.
Thank you, Mark. Anybody have any questions for Mark at this time? Okay. Under old business, letter from Farm Workers Association, discussion and action.
It's in your packet. I received this letter last week, and they had come before you all before, wanting to do something in their parking lot. It looks like they decided to do pavers, so they're just looking for you to approve if they could use the pavers in their parking lot.
Well,
I don't have a problem if they want to use pavers, or they originally had talked about doing concrete.
Correct.
And then millings.
Now
Mark,
they moved on to pavers.
Mark, do you have any?
This will be in your right of way, and then place pavers. It's unusual, but I can't say that I have, off the top of my head, any objections.
Okay.
Certainly it'll be easy to remove, but it should.
right, yeah, it'll be easier to remove.
And I think that's what we said about not putting concrete, so
Right.
that we can
Yeah.
get to the pipes
Access.
or whatever if we have.
That was the point.
Yeah.
I mean, this is put there at their risk. You know what I mean? I mean, the town, because it's the town right away, they can remove it
Right.
if you need, or if you want, permanently, temporarily. So it's at their risk, and that's really all I have to say about that.
And it's no cost to the town.
Yeah.
So, okay, the floor is open for your.
Make a motion, we grant them permission to place pavers in front of the Farm Workers Association.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland to approve the request from the Farm Workers Association to place pavers there on Fountain Drive. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Lenny Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, that finishes the agenda. Do you have anything else at this time? Our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland.
I do, a few, last meeting or the meeting before that, we asked our staff to ask for quotes for the repair of North Road, where the road is collapsing.
Yes.
I spoke with Ryan earlier, latter part of last week. No, it was Monday morning. Yeah, it was Monday morning. And we had, at that time, we had one quote from Built Right Construction. And just to inform you, that quote was $105,000. Have we heard anything from the county? As of yet?
I heard from the county, ENS Paving and Halifax Paving both said it was too small of a project for them to want to take on. I reached out to a company called D2 Paving out of Edgewater, and he emailed me back at around 5:30 and said they would be interested in looking at it.
They
So
would be interested?
Yeah, so I'm going to get with him tomorrow. I sent him some pictures, but I think he actually wants to come see it.
Second.
But nothing yet from the county.
I'd like, yeah, we need to, in fact, I'll contact the county of Road and Bridge and see if we can get a quote from them, because we have, over the years, we've worked with them very closely, and I'm thinking they might be able to do a lot better, possibly. I don't know, because everything costs so much now. Things that used to cost one price, they're 3 times the price.
Well, I will say the county may be cheaper, only because they're going to probably replace it with the same metal.
Right, and not
culverts that are
concrete.
there. The quotes that we got were for 36-inch concrete, and there's 3 of them. So it's a triple culvert, basically, of 36-inch concrete culverts. And then you got to put in a head wall on each side of the road. So that's why that price was so high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since, let's put this down, because I know Christian would rather, we're getting kind of out discussing all
He can
this. It's
sense
not-
me about to say something.
Yes, it's not an agenda item, so if you would, Ryan, put this down as an agenda item for our next regular meeting, and then we will get different quotes from about concrete and metal and from the county and Built Right and whatever other company we can get. The more quotes we can get, it's all about us trying to save money. But we want it to be a quality installation.
Anyway, did not know if everyone was aware of that I had seen that. So I just thought I'd just inform the council and the public as to what that quote was. A lot of money. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, for talking to Built Right and getting that information. Okay, Sergio Cardenas.
I don't have anything. I'll pass to Ms. Lenny.
Okay, Councilwoman Lenny Richardson.
Yes, as we know, we have an election coming up in August. And the last time I was in the community center, that floor, we bought that machine, the council had purchased that machine to clean and wax or whatever those floors. The last time there was an election there, they didn't have toilet paper, they didn't have hand soap, they didn't have anything. So I'd like to have the boys go ahead and start and do that floor. And I just want to make damn certain that the facility is clean and prepared for the election. So maybe on a rainy day, Public Works can get in there and jump on that floor.
I think that would be good. Now, everyone keep in mind, we do rent the community center on a regular basis, so that's, the main thing is we just need to, I'm in agreement with Lenny to get the floors and the building where it's all up to par and beautiful the day of the election. So, yeah, that'd be great.
I have nothing further. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Brandy Pierson.
The only thing I had written down was Lily, but Chris said y'all worked at the park today.
I
The ball field.
saw them up there.
Because-
Saw somebody up there. I don't know who was doing it, if it was us or the
Well,
county.
that's
And
one
then I
reason.
had asked Yvonne where we were with the county, and I know the county has a contract in place. They were sending to their board to get approval before they send it to us. So I know they're working on it. I just don't want the ball fields to get abandoned and just see where we were, but you handled that today, or they did.
Correction, they do have an agreement that they just emailed, but Christian needs to review it. And I talked with Parks and Recreation, and
You have the contract?
I have it.
yeah, we have.
I just got it. Yeah.
We just got it today.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was, and y'all don't have it yet because when we discussed this previously, you had authorized the Christian to work with the county and on this agreement. So that's why they sent it to Christian.
Right, I understand that, but I still just want to make sure that our clerk and them are aware, because we all come to them to ask them questions, because we can't come to each other. So I asked them lots of questions. I mean, I just was in there this morning asking them. So that's good that the contract is here.
As soon as Christian has reviewed it or has something to report, I'm sure that as he always does, it will be, he'll communicate that. But the Parks and Recreation, when I had talked with them earlier, they said, no, we can't do it. So after a couple of days of phone calls with them, and Katie, at our last meeting, she said, hey, we need this done. We're getting ready to start. So they changed their plan and had sent their three of their guys from Park and Rec with a sod cutter and equipment, and then Public Works assisted them. And so we had, I was there this afternoon, I was there this morning, met with them, and then this afternoon, they were finished by 1 o'clock, but they had to come back and roll the clay. And I called the supervisor, and they're going to be coming back tomorrow morning and do that. So that one field should be ready to go. And they said that the next field, now this can change, but the next field, they should have it ready by the 12th. I asked them if they can do it before then, but right now that's what it's scheduled, is for the 12th. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Anything else, Brandy? Okay, Yvonne.
I do. I need to work with you all to schedule a special meeting. I have trim, and I need a proposed millage rate. And since I'm going out of town as of the 2nd, I need to get it to them by the 2nd. So I was hoping that maybe this week or Tuesday of next week, since we don't have anything scheduled, have a small special meeting just to discuss the proposed millage rate. So I can send it to the county and then start the whole posting the ads and going from there.
Yeah, I think we'll all make ourselves available. I just want to suggest that to get with the folks at the county and make sure that it's within the law that the specified time we have to advertise.
I talked to them yesterday.
Okay.
In line.
Because in the past, there was former clerk, some of that was not done, and so then we could not have the.
No, we can't schedule, I can't schedule the 2 budget hearing, or the 2 trim meetings and budget hearings until September, but I have to have them proposed in by the 2nd. It's technically due by the 4th, but it's a Sunday, so they're not there, so they want it by the 2nd.
So we need to do this next Tuesday,
Yes, that's what I
or
was
Monday or
thinking.
Tuesday?
Monday, Tuesday, whatever day.
Christian, do we have is there a certain time frame to, if we're scheduling a special meeting, we have to notice the public? Is Monday
No.
okay, or?
No, it is. Oh, that Monday's fine.
That's
You
plenty of
start
time.
getting dicey when it's less than 4 days.
That's within the 3 days. Plenty of time.
Oh, no, it's plenty of time.
Yes.
Monday's okay with me, next Monday,
Okay, what time?
I work from home, so 4 is fine.
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock Monday? Okay.
Monday, the 29th.
Okay, we'll have a special meeting on Monday the 29th at 4 o'clock. That works with everybody's schedule to go over the millage rate and a proposal. Okay, if everybody's good with that, anything else? No?
I'll just say, and this is a good time for me to remind Mark and Christian, I think we have a Unicode meeting tomorrow at 2.
It's on my calendar, so yeah.
Tomorrow at 2, we have a Zoom meeting or a web conference to start the Unicode implementation for our ordinances and for our land development regulations. It's basically just to kind of get an idea. Unicode wants to feel us out on how we want it laid out and formatted. So I asked both Mark and Christian to join in on that because, you know, they would know better than I would how we want that to be formatted going forward. So that's tomorrow. So if anyone calls tomorrow, we're busy at 2.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, at this time, for the good welfare of the public participation, anybody from the public that would like to speak at this time? Yes?
I was just wondering.
If you would, just state your name and address, please.
168 East Second Avenue. I'm just wondering if we've heard anything on our, maybe any more discussion on Hampton Road. We're having that problem.
Still waiting on a survey, right?
So waiting on a survey. I actually emailed Efer yesterday to see if they had either A, done it, or B, if they had a tentative schedule, but they haven't replied yet.
I noticed I went down the other day and there's water standing on the block.
I think that when we put the asphalt there, I think it helped keep the road from breaking, but there's still no ditches on the side for the water to go, so all it's gonna do is stay there. I mean, even if we got a ditch digger and dug a little bit of the ditch out, I think it would help some. But yeah.
So we're waiting for,
It costs that much to do North Road there in this town.
We actually got a quote from the county to do just that little section there, but the county doesn't really want to touch it, obviously, until we make sure that drainage ditch is dug out and operational and going to keep the water off the road.
so basically, Greg, we're waiting on the survey. Once we get the survey, just for those that don't know, we talked about there's a property owners in this area that have agreed to allow us to, there's a ditch that goes from Hagstrom Road all the way to, what's the name of that place?
Char.
Charlotte.
Char.
And it filters toward, and that's the problem, because the water has nowhere to go, because this canal that was built probably a long time ago, it needs to be opened up. So we're working on a survey and then also to get permission from the property owners so that we can clean and maintain this canal, because that's the problem that they're on this section of Hagstrom Road. So So we're waiting. Man, I wish it was here today. So, okay, anyone? Yes, Mark.
Mark Barnett, Ebenezer Lutheran Church. I just want to get a follow-up on the town ordinance for the electronic sign. Is there any word?
Mark can address that.
It's been recommended approval by the planning commission. We need to get it on a town council. I'll coordinate with Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? If there's no one else, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for coming to the meeting tonight. And being no further business, this meeting is adjourned.